It's January 2019 and you and I are reining in the new year together by already talking about one book that I absolutely adored, loved, rated a 5 stars, and one book which I absolutely detested, hated, gave it 1 star. This is the video for the book I hated, but I'll also be sharing a book that I've already absolutely adored and hope that you get. This video, however, is about a book that I hope that you never get and never are forced to read. Yeah, I'm being a little mean, but frankly, I think it deserves it. So without further ado, let's get into the complaining, shall we? I think we shall. First, we have to talk about Everless, which is book 1 in this series. Everless was a really fun young adult fantasy about a world where time is currency. So people literally forge the time that is in their lifetime and put it into an iron coin and sell it, okay? So that in itself, pretty cool world, pretty cool dynamic, and a little bit of unique edge for a YA fantasy that hasn't really been done before. And when I say fantasy, it is fantasy, but it's like fantasy, sci-fi kind of combo deal, if you will. So book 1, really enjoyed it, gave it 4 or 4.5 stars, I can't remember now, but regardless, it was a fun read for me, and I very much looked forward to book 2, Evermore. The end of Everless leads us to believing that a certain adventure is going to occur on new platforms of wonderment and excitement. And so when I started book 2, I certainly expected that to happen, but my friend, it did not. It actually kind of reverted a little bit, and I felt like we just repeated the beginning of book 1 in a weird way, and in a pointless way, and in a way that, I'm not gonna lie to you, made me cranky. So here's what was wrong with this book. Firstly, where did the concept from book 1 go? We barely talk about time as currency anymore, and frankly, all of the cool aspects, the aspects that made the first book interesting and different and unique in such a crowded market are completely gone from book 2. We hardly mention them at all. Secondly, where did my book 1 leading lady badass go? I want her back. I'm upset about this. Part of what I loved about Everless book 1 was that the main character was pretty much hardcore. She was a badass. She got it done. You know what I mean? I loved that about her. And the entire book encompasses that she is independent and that she makes action and decisions for herself. I love that. Who doesn't love that? In book 2, however, it was like our character was just completely thrown out the window. And listen, I love a good hero-heroine story just as much as the next girl. It's just good fun. Let's not lie about it. It's good storytelling, okay? But when it's in a character like this one and in a situation where it's constant, like one after another in too short of order, she's being saved by the guy, I just can't take it. Okay? I can't take it. It's like she's not capable of anything. And as we all know, the best hero-heroine stories are about a hero saving a girl, not because she needs it, but because he cares about her and he wants to. Gosh dang it. Anyway, I'm getting really upset. But I just feel like if she was going to do that whole dynamic, then write it better and maybe write book 1 to be set up that way and not have us going in expecting that she is going to be a badass, independent femme fatale, okay? Because she wasn't in this. And I have nothing against the guy in this book. He is probably dreamy to a lot of people and I get it, but no, I'm not into it. I'm not even being complainy because it's not like it was just once and then we move on. He literally saves her about 3 times in 60 pages and I'm just like, really? You know? Can she not do anything? Because it's a little bit pathetic. My next big complaint was that the plot was like this. It's like crazy. It doesn't make much sense at all. It is so jumpy that you are never, ever, ever in a moment in itself. You're just like all over the place, and before you know it, you're doing something else. And on top of the plot being all crazy like that, the character actions were highly questionable. The basic plot in this, without giving any spoilers that wouldn't be on the book cover anyway, is that our main leading lady has to escape from a queen, an evil queen who's hunting her. Okay, that's all you need to know really. So maybe this is just me, but this is just like a survival idea from me to you. But if I were being hunted by my arch nemesis, I maybe would not attend a party that they were also attending. You know, like if I wanted to be in hiding away from that person, I maybe wouldn't encourage seeing them. I don't know. That's just me. But I mean, what do I know? That's just one example, but the entire book is like that. It doesn't make any sense what they do, when they do it, and it's largely just pointless. So I've mentioned the queen, that is like the evil being, the villain in this book. Well, in book one, she is not completely revealed. Like, we have an idea, but there's like some really good twists in book one that I'm not going to ruin for you. But now that she is revealed in all of her truths, it's boring. There's nothing to tie that villain character together, and her motivations don't make any sense. It's just silly, really. And it's a wasted opportunity, because now that there's time to develop that character in book two, for some reason, the author just doesn't, and I'm completely bamboozled by this. Why? I mean, I don't understand. So basically, everything the villain does, because she's so underdeveloped, comes off as really cheesy and insincere and just like blah to read. Like, you don't care about her. I could keep going, but I think you get the point that this book was a complete letdown for me. I don't read much young adult books anymore. I don't. I'm still open to it, but frankly, I feel like the YA genre has gotten so oversaturated as it's grown in popularity that not very much is good anymore. But Everless book one was a book that I took a chance on and really enjoyed, and it really bums me out that it seems that this story, which is now just let go of every originality it had and is just contrived, like it's been done, and we're bored of that story. I'm just really surprised that it would devolve so quickly and frankly so completely. I want to apologize to my husband who may be watching this, because I read this book until 2 a.m. because I wanted it to be over and I didn't want to spend another day on it, but I was complaining the entire time, and he was like in our office room and I was on the couch just like yelling things to him, complaining about the book as it went. So thank goodness for husbands who understand our book nerd ways. So sorry, honey, I love you, and I'm really glad that you listened to me vent about books and fictional people that aren't real when I need to. I don't know if you can still call it a book hangover if you didn't like the book and in fact hated it, but I'm certainly feeling a book hangover. I kind of am like afraid to trust other books now, you know? Like, is it gonna let me down? I don't know, it's so silly, but I'm having a hard time like picking up and really diving into my next book because this one was just such a letdown. And now my little reader heart feels all cold and empty inside, and I'm gonna have to eat so many donuts to make up for this. So many. What a crazy experience. The first book of the year that I read, I gave 5 stars and absolutely adored. The second book that I read was the complete opposite and I hated it. What a whirlwind of emotions for the first few days of January. I mean, I'm telling ya. Definitely be sure to check out my other video for my first 5-star read of the year if you don't want to hear me complain anymore, but instead want to hear me just wallow in the beauty of a book instead. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and give it a big thumbs up. Drop me a comment below, and if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, it's really easy. Just press that button if you like book reviews, book hauls, unhauls, all the good bookish stuff. I'm your girl. Thanks for watching and commiserating with me. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.